This is the last place you'd expect to find an alien spaceship, deep inside the Amazon rainforest. But this isn't just any spaceship. It's a 300-foot UFO that's perfectly preserved down to its windows and door, and we have satellite images to prove it. But how did it get there? Hi everyone, I'm your host, and today we're answering the extraordinary question. Were ancient civilizations in contact with aliens? Ancient astronauts are a staple of modern UFO. The idea that extraterrestrials visited Earth long ago and left their mark on human history. Proponents of the theory often point to various pieces of evidence from ancient cultures, such as mysterious structures, artifacts, and even religious texts, as proof of extraterrestrial contact. However, mainstream archaeologists and historians reject the ancient astronaut theory as pseudoscience. The discovery of the 300-foot ship in the Amazon rainforest fits neatly into the ancient astronaut narrative. Proponents of the theory suggest that the ship could be the remnant of one such alien visitation, perhaps crashed during an attempted landing or abandoned by its crew after making contact with indigenous peoples. But is there any truth to this extraordinary claim? Two separate facts from fiction. We must first turn to the source, the alleged UFO itself. The supposed ship was identified in 2017 by a group of researchers led by renowned Brazilian ufologist and journalist J.J. According to Benetti and his team, the object in question is located near the town of in the Brazilian state of Amapá. Satellite images taken in 2006 revealed a strange dark shape amidst the lush greenery, measuring an astonishing 90 meters in length and 20 meters in width. This is roughly the size of a Boeing 747. They also noted what appeared to be windows and a door along the side of the object, suggesting that it could have been man-made. While these characteristics initially sparked excitement among UFO enthusiasts, they have raised more questions than answers. For instance, how could a large metallic object like a spaceship remain hidden for centuries in one of the world's most remote regions? The area where the object was allegedly spotted is incredibly dense, home to some of the oldest and most extensive rainforests on Earth. This has led some to speculate that the object may have been deliberately concealed through some sort of advanced technology, perhaps cloaking devices or even teleportation. However, there is no scientific basis for such claims. Moreover, if these theories were true, why would aliens go to such lengths to hide their presence? Another pressing question is, how could the ship have survived for so long in such a hostile environment? Metallic objects are known to corrode and rust over time, especially when exposed to the elements. Yet this apparent spaceship appears remarkably well preserved, suggesting that it may not be as ancient as some believe. These inconsistencies have led many skeptics to question the very existence of the alleged UFO. They argue that the object in the satellite images may not be a spaceship at all, but something more mundane, such as a dried-up riverbed or a natural formation caused by geological activity. Adding to the mystery, the object's origins remain unknown. There are no records of any crashed aircraft or space missions in the area, nor is there any evidence of recent human activity, such as mining or logging operations. This lack of documentation has fueled speculation that the ship may have been deliberately erased from official records by a government cover-up. However, such claims are unfounded and conspiratorial, without any concrete evidence. Now let's take a closer look at the images themselves. The original source of the images is publicly available. However, when examined closely, they reveal some surprising details. Upon closer inspection, the object's surface appears surprisingly smooth, lacking the texture or vegetation one would expect to see on a naturally occurring geological formation. Additionally, the edges of the object appear too sharp and defined, which is inconsistent with the gradual weathering patterns typically found in riverbeds or other natural formations. Furthermore, the supposed windows and doors seem to have a different texture from the rest of the object, suggesting that they may have been made of a different material. Considering these observations, many argue that the object is indeed artificial in origin, lending credence to the ancient astronaut theory. However, it's important to approach this evidence with a healthy dose of skepticism. While the object's appearance does not align with naturally occurring formations, it does not automatically validate the extraordinary claim that it's a crashed spaceship. It's possible that the object is a man-made structure, such as a military installation or a research facility. Such installations are often built in remote areas for strategic or scientific purposes, and can sometimes be mistaken for extraterrestrial objects. Additionally, the images used to identify the object are low resolution and do not provide enough detail to confirm its nature. Higher resolution images would undoubtedly provide more clarity. but unfortunately, they are not publicly available. Furthermore, there is no physical evidence to support the claim that the object is a spaceship. No debris, mechanical parts, or other signs of an extraterrestrial craft have been found in the area. Additionally, no indigenous communities in the region have any oral histories or legends that could shed light on the object's origins or purpose. The absence of such cultural references is a crucial piece of the puzzle. One of the central pillars of the ancient astronaut theory is the belief that extraterrestrials interacted with ancient humans. If this were true, it is reasonable to expect that these interactions would have left some kind of cultural imprint on the local populations. However, the lack of such evidence in the form of oral histories, archaeological findings, or artifacts suggests that the theory is highly unlikely. Finally, the lack of any official investigation into the object further adds to the mystery. Brazilian authorities have yet to release a statement or conduct any exploration of the site, leaving many questions unanswered. The potential significance of the object has been overshadowed by the government's inaction, leading some to believe that there may be a deliberate attempt to suppress information about extraterrestrial contact. But here's the thing. There's no reason to suspect that ancient astronauts exist in the first place. We simply don't have any good reasons to believe that ancient humans really did have contact with intelligent extraterrestrials who happen to have come from another planet. Now, this doesn't mean that we know for sure that ancient astronauts don't exist, only that there's no good reason to think that they do. In science, we only accept explanations that are consistent with the evidence. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and the evidence for ancient astronauts is far from extraordinary. If anything, it is worth considering the possibility that there are simple explanations for the various pieces of evidence that are often cited as proof of ancient astronauts. Take, for example, the various ancient structures that are often pointed to as evidence of extraterrestrial contact, such as pyramids and While these structures are certainly impressive feats of engineering, there is no evidence that they were built by aliens. Archaeologists have a pretty good understanding of how these structures were built, and there is no need to invoke extraterrestrial assistance to explain them. And while proponents of the ancient astronaut theory often point to ancient texts and religious stories as evidence of extraterrestrial contact, it is important to remember that these texts were written in a different time and place, with different cultural norms and beliefs. What might seem strange or unbelievable to us today may have been perfectly normal and believable to the people who lived thousands of years ago. Just because a text describes an event that we now consider to be fantastical or even impossible, such as a winged humanoid creature descending from the sky, does not mean that it automatically proves the existence of extraterrestrial beings. It is important to consider the cultural and historical context of these texts before drawing any conclusions about the existence of ancient astronauts. In conclusion, the discovery of a 300-foot UFO in the Amazon rainforest presents an intriguing mystery that challenges our understanding of history and the possibility of extraterrestrial contact. While the object's origin remains uncertain, it's essential to approach such discoveries with a balanced perspective, separating fact from fiction. Separating genuine mysteries from those that can be explained through more mundane means is crucial. As we continue to explore the unknown, it's important to rely on evidence, reason, and a healthy dose of skepticism, rather than jumping to extraordinary conclusions. Let's keep an open mind and embrace the wonders of our universe while remaining grounded in reality. What do you think? Is it possible that ancient civilizations had contact with aliens? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.